Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to PCM22 Classics Puncher. This is episode 40. There was 0 dissenting voices and a bit of support regarding my proposal last time out, which was to change the schedule. So here we are. No changes from May through July, though. And that's just because there's nothing to change. There's nothing in there. Tour de France will still be on the calendar. There's at least a couple stages in there that fit our profile. I will be quick simming most of those. I don't think no. I know for a fact that I am not a strong enough climber to compete for the King of the Mountains jersey. I would have a much better chance going for the sprint jersey, and I just don't see us being fast enough for that one either. Even with all the breakaway kind of stuff, especially with the mountain rating. In the tour, there are a lot of intermediate sprints that involve major climbs prior to the intermediate sprint, and I just won't survive those in the breakaway or in the peloton for the most part. So yeah, it is what it is for that one. We're just going to have to deal with it. But from August till the end of the year, there are some substantial changes that will suit us much better. I am going to remove La Vuelta and that 25-point cost. We have 172 to spend. We're going to use 89 of them. Being that this is our last season, it makes perfect sense. First change is Arctic Race of Norway. 2 punchy stages, 2 sprint stages. I could do well GC-wise, based at least on that basic profile. La Vuelta out. Bemmer Classic in. Sprint, but it's home race. Bretagne Classic in. Punchy. Definitely suits us at least a little bit. None of these are classics because the classic season is technically behind us already. I should have made the changes sooner, honestly. But Quebec and Montreal races in. Pentani was already on the calendar, and then also adding in the Del Emilia, another punchy finish, and then finally the Tre Valli Veracini, another punchy finish one. So at least it gets some punchy races on the calendar. If for some crazy reason I actually do manage to level up, it looks like I want to use it on puncher, if possible. Even if it's only a point, it would make us better. Or sprint, combination of those two. I would laugh if Climber finally offers me, a 3-point boost, because we are nowhere near what our potential is for Climber, and it just never wants to give us more than 1. But anyway, let's go ahead and confirm that calendar. And with classics towards the end, that's actually going to add an episode or 2 to the series, because La Vuelta would have been done and dusted quite quickly. I do think I mentioned it already, but just in case, and if anybody had missed it, Quick Step would be our home next season. 85 kilometers to go at Rund Koln, and we've got some undulation, 3 more decent climbs along the way, and a couple small hills that we'll have to navigate, but it's definitely going to be a sprinter's day. I do have full team leadership. A little bit surprising considering that Groenewegen is here. Groenewegen right now is a 79.80 as a sprinter, which is definitely stronger than my 75.82 by some margin. He does have a -2 and I have a +2, which I would think on balance would make me ever so slightly better than him today. But, that's more of a luck factor than anything. That has happened, and gosh, I need to remember and recall that I do have a positive race day condition for a bit of a curveball compared to what has been normal of late, and gotta try to retain the memory that it does happen. It does happen, and we've not been without it throughout. But anyway, Shockman will give a decent lead out. He's actually on a pretty solid race day condition today as well. So I've got some support to make a good sprint, but not a top-end sprinter. So we'll see, what I can pull off this time. But with full team support, I don't see why we can't get, top 5 or better. Already through 2 of those climbs as we go to set ourselves up for the final one. Feeling it a little bit. But as we descend, you know, we can see the majority of that recovery is happening. I feel yo-yoing a bit, but you suspect largely going to come back together, and it does, as we now go up the final one here. 54k to go, so we're going to want to get somebody to get water. Vought and Bookman are a bit too tired, but Engelhart could probably take care of that. 48k to go, so setting ourselves up for this final push. Field yo-yos again. Engelhart still coming with the water, that's good. Breakaway still has almost 2 minutes. That is not going to be an easy catch here in the final 40k. And we're going to want to get everybody up into position. Vought, too tired. Bookman's too tired. But Engelhart, okay, he's going into the chase. That's fine, as we have a lot to do. Grunewagen really feeling the climb. I'm really feeling the climb. Schachman's like, yeah, no problem. No problem. Let's go ahead and get Kamna on protection. Engelhart, you can be in the relay. And this is the last little uphill swing, and then that's going to be it. Little descent, and then flat to the finish, and we're already down to 1:20 on those guys now. And so I now have 5. Peloton just 46, making our chances that much easier, as there's a lot of guys struggling. I need to recover a little bit more, and it's slowly happening. I mean, we are inching our way back up, and that could make a big difference at the end on this thing. Grunewagen also really feeling it today for whatever reason. He just has he doesn't have the stamina. Oh, it's only a 66 to begin. He's got a 61 today. No wonder he's really feeling it. I think if anything, I might need to switch and have Schachman be my lead out guy. So we're going to switch the order on those two. And we're seeing a little attack here. 18k to go. I don't think this is properly being chased, but Engelhart's got nothing left, so it's really just I get to the back of the group and we follow Kamna, and Kamna is going to have to try to chase, but how is he going to do that, right? Engelhart, just try to break toe behind if you can. Alright, just 4 riders left off the front and just 40 seconds. So that's the leftovers of the breakaway. 14k to go. Kamna can't push very hard here. Just going to open that for more attacks to try to come in. Peloton back up to 81. 11k to go. Kamna got to start pushing a little bit harder, as we are starting to get swallowed up by the front end of the peloton. This is the problem with not having enough guys in good enough shape. 10k to go. And Grunewagen very, very weak. Definitely glad we switched to Schachman as our lead-out guy. He's got good acceleration, but not very good top speed, which is going to make the task that much more difficult. And we're not in a great position. 7.3k, and Kamna is nearly done, and Grunewagen is nearly done. Ouch. Okay, Kamna is done. Positioning's okay. And there's the last 4 guys. So we're okay on that part, but we still can't go full gas here. Grunewagen. Okay, and gel for me, 5.5k out. Kamna, follow if you can. It's already a little difficult to do. And we're going to be down to Schachman and I, 4k out. Which means he can't go flat out. Does have plenty of energy, so 82 from here. .4. Start accelerating for Schachman. Use that transcend. Go 99. 2.3. 1.6. 1.5. Okay, Schachman starting his sprint. And I'm going to start my sprint. I'm inside a kilometer here. I am to the front, but I'm going to get beat to the line by faster sprinters. Van Poppel, I get second. Second's good. It's not a win. That's lucky, considering there's, 6 guys side by side, plus Munsterman in 7th is just behind. Not a pure sprinter. That was largely a pure sprint. Van Poppel, the bigger name there, Lawless, only 4th. He would have wanted more. Schachmann takes 10th, by the way, after giving us that lead out. And not the greatest sprint group, but the team was not in great shape. The undulation hurt. And that was that thing that I was just talking about before we entered the stage. I just looked over and see that I still have the face cam at the bottom of the screen. Not the worst place for it to be, at least. Definitely not the best place. That was an accident. But anyway, in that lead up, the undulation, the mountain rating, caught me out. Caught me out once again. It hurt me. It hurt Grunewagen. And outside of Schachmann, we did not have the proper lead out. Proper lead out could have led to a win because we're, half a wheel from turning that into a win. Still, 2nd, not bad. On to the Dauphiné, and my task is points classification. We go through the first intermediate with no points collected as the breakaway is still away, but there's more points available at the finish line, and I do think I can be involved in the sprint at the finish. It's a punchy stage on paper. We have a double climb that we have to go through 3 times. It's not bad. It's not severe. Just went through it the first time. Out of 75, I did drop back a bit. I'm going to have to go a little harder through it this time. I think we'll push up to about 79 just to help hold position. I did not fully recover in between the two, and I do suspect that I will have the same situation this time around, as I don't expect to be at full strength. But with the points classification assignment, I have one supporting rider who's getting water right now, so that's not terribly helpful, other than that we do need it. 50k to go till the end, but I should at least have some protection as we go through the next climb. And actually I have more than one rider protecting me right now, as Vlasov has Kelderman protecting him. 3 riders away, and they still have a 2-minute advantage with 40k to go, but with the climb to come, I don't think they'll stand much of a chance of hanging out. But with some team support here, I think we can get through that climb in one piece and have a little bit of a lead out still left over to get a good finish and collect some good points on this stage. Next stage is punchy as well, so we'll have some good opportunities to score some points early on, and then for the mountain stages may have to go in the break, so I might actually bother to partake in the stages here as we aim to collect the points jersey. Like I said, I did expect that I would not quite recover as much as I did the first time through, and that is very much the case. But I'm looking pretty solid right now with that one time left to go. And this is, all down to that really poor mountain rating. Otherwise, I would be just fine right now. Slight hill here. We will have another slight descent, and I could and should get my heart rate down a little bit for that. Might actually get a little more recovery in. And sure enough, I am. I'm getting a little bit back. Okay, it's time to get the team in place, though, as I'm... Like, the guy protecting me isn't protecting me. Is he protecting anybody? There was nobody with with a shield. We'll get Engelhardt up there. We'll get Schachmann. Schachmann's going to be a good one to have. And Conrad. Conrad's a good one, too, so... we will have some decent support for this. I may not want to go first as we climb. I think I'll be better suited at the back end of the group before for that one. So we will sprint train it, not to push, just to try to, hold position further down the line, easier to go. Alright, we're about to begin climbing. So Gesner, go ahead and get in line, and then I will drop to the back of the line, and then Gesner will, push 90. Yeah, you can see out of 90 that's not really doing damage here on anybody else. Back off a little bit if we're at the front. while I'm not doing great, I'm hanging in there. We're nearly up the first climb. Steady tempo is always a good way when you're not a very good climber. Over the first. Double climb here. And we will go over the second in a moment, and I've already got my nice sprint trained with 12K to go. And I'll definitely recover the red bar and getting some yellow bar back on the descent. And I'm already perfectly positioned. Now, do we want to make changes for the sprint? Conrad, Shockman, myself, no. That's how we want it. 8K to go. Flat out, Mr. Gesner. Especially with some of it on a descent. Alright. First off, he's already negated any attacks there were. So let's get him behind breaking toe. And these guys are going flat out, not on a descent, but in a essentially flat section. 5K to go. Gel. 4K to go. 3.3 on to Conrad. He's faster. Engelhart will also help break toe even further. 2.7. All right. What's your speed like? Not great. So you're gonna sprint. 2K. 1.6. Okay, Shockman. I think we are a hair early here. We are very much early. The acceleration's not going to do well with the... That's going to be a good position, though. Second. Gregoire couldn't quite overcome him, but we get a 2-3 with myself and Shockman ahead of Aaron Burrow and Hayter. Madaway. Conrad gets 7th as well, so really good team result on the stage, and that is absolutely worth a good amount of points to get us started on the points classification. I've had a lot of top 5s so far this season. Only the 1 win to our name, but we've had 2 second places today, which is absolutely good. More Dauphiné action will come in our next episode, as it looks like it'll take up 1 full episode to probably get through the rest of the Dauphiné and see what we can do about the points classification. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.